Schwartz. I'm the founder of Clue, and today I wanted to show a demo of Inji Wallet, which is a new product developed by the MOSIP open source project, and it's a way that enables people to store their wallet credentials in a cloud account. So let's dive into it. This is just a sample website. We're using Janssen Project Casa, which is a credential management website. And it's just a good way for us to show this demo. I'm going to start by registering for an account. This registration will take me to Inji Wallet, and there I'll be able to present my national ID. So I'll go ahead and print register. And this takes me to my cloud wallet, Inji Wallet in this case. I'll log into Inji Wallet using my social ID, but of course this could be any authentication mechanism, biometric, whatever. In this case, they're using social ID plus PIN code, so it's two-factor. And now I'm being asked which credential to present. I'm going to use my fictional Veridonia national ID. And so this will actually make a verifiable credential presentation to the website. The website will use that trusted information in order to create an account. But in this case, the website doesn't have enough information. So it's asking me for some more information. And I'm going to go ahead and even set a password. So now it's done. And now's a good time to register some additional credentials. Let's start with passkeys. So the easiest one, of course, is iCloud Keychain. So touch my MacBook Touch ID, and we'll call this passkey iCloud Keychain. And I'm using Chrome, so why not use Chrome Password Manager? So I'll select Chrome profile, present my biometric, and I also have some physical keys. So how about a biometric key? I have this one from Phaeton. Touch the ID. And maybe you have some regular passkeys too that are not biometric. For example, I have this YubiKey 4. And so this one, because it needs to be two-factor, is going to ask me for a PIN number. And we'll give this one a name, YubiKey 4. So that was just a quick demo. I've registered 4 passkeys. How about HOTP or TOTP token? So I'll use a soft token. I have my Authenticator app ready. Scan the QR code, and voila, we have my OTP. What if I want to link my account? I linked my account at InjiWeb, but I could also link my account directly here. So I'll go ahead and link Google. And finally, what about if I have a smart card or X509 certificate? In fact, the YubiKey 4 that I just plugged in has a smart card in it. So I will select that smart card, put in the PIN number, and now I have registered my smart card against this account too. So I have a whole bunch of authenticators registered here. Now is a good time to say I'm ready for two-factor authentication, and I'm going to set my preferred method as passkeys. And now let me log out and quickly demo authentication. I'll do two authentication demos. So the first one I'll show is passkey authentication, and put in my, well, we're using passkeys here as a second factor. So my first factor was username and password. My second factor is my FIDO key. And so that was demo number 1. Let me show you also smart card authentication. And one of the cool things about smart card authentication is because I have my smart card plugged in, I've already entered the PIN, my smart card is ready to go. So for smart card authentication, I don't even have to present a username. I can really do one-step authentication here. Just click on smart card, it reads the certificate, it can use that to identify me, and it has the authentication credential. Notice Inji Wallet is here too. I've linked my national ID. I could potentially remove that or link another verifiable credential provider. And if I were to lose one of my credentials, of course, I could always do account recovery as long as I had control of my cloud wallet. So I'm not going to show this, but we could do a recover workflow using your national ID too. So that's all interesting, but how does it work behind the scenes? So now I want to introduce Agama Lab. Agama Lab is Glue's developer website that enables developers to build identity orchestration flows. One of the things you're going to have to do if you want to accept verifiable credentials is build a flow about what information you take from that verifiable credential, what claims you trust, but maybe you also prompt the user to provide additional claims that might not be present in the national ID, but you might need for your website, or even to register additional credentials so that the citizen doesn't have to present their national ID every time they log in. They might have a more convenient credential they could use. For example, passkeys, as we showed in the CASA demo. Agama enables companies to reuse and to lower the knowledge transfer costs when a new team comes in and needs to adjust these identity flows. So out of the box, we give you a bunch of projects, so you don't have to start from scratch. And I'm excited to announce that we have introduced an Inji wallet, Agama project, which is a quick start for consuming verifiable credentials. All of your data in Agama Lab is stored in GitHub. So you fork the project and then you open it in Agama Lab. I've already forked this project, so I'm just going to dive in and show you. So Agama fundamentally is an orchestration language so that you can build a flow. I render this form, I call this class in order to process the data. I look at this variable and then I maybe trigger this flow or that flow. So that's what we mean by orchestration. Every Agama project starts with a start block, and that start block tells you the qualified name of the flow. So if I'm redirecting to this flow using OpenID Connect, I'll send a regular OpenID authentication request, and then I'll say ACR_values equals the qualified name. Now, Agama Lab, in addition to allowing you to orchestrate, you can also keep your code here. So if you have some special business logic, for example, how do we verify verifiable credentials? How do we pull out the claims? You can write your code and keep it right in here. We also allow you to build your forms. So remember when I signed up with my credential, there was an extra registration form. So this uses Apache FreeMarker templates. Now, when you want to test your Agama project, you can quickly download what we call a .gama. A .gama is a zip file with all the assets in one place. The Agama orchestration code, any library or classes, Groovy classes or Java classes you might have, any forms you might have. It takes all that good stuff and it zips it into one file so that you can deploy it in your server. When you're ready to release your project, after you've tested it out, we have a release project function. We can give it a name, 2.28.5, let's say, and release it. And this will take all of the assets and bundle it up, create that .gama file, also a signature, and publish it in your GitHub releases section for you. So you can see, here's the release, 2.28.5, here's the .gama file, here's the checksum. And the .gama file makes deployment easier because then you can do Terraform, deploy Gamma, and then quickly deploy it and build the release into your CI/CD process. This was a quick demo. Hopefully you learned how a website could consume Inji wallet credentials, how you could build a custom flow to onboard an end user, and how you could register other credentials to make subsequent login easier and more effective. So with that, I will say thank you very much for listening.